Hey, what's up everybody? It's Trent with Bully Barn. All right, so today we're doing a breeding 101 video. All right, I'm gonna give you guys my experience. You know, take this with a grain of salt, but I would not listen to anybody who has not produced a champion quality dog, who has not produced a dog that is worthy of a first place ribbon. I would not listen to their breeding advice. I wouldn't. And I'm not saying I'm the best. I've produced 5 champions. I'm proud of that. We're not done. You know, I've been doing this a short amount of time, and I still consider myself a new breeder. I think you should always stay humble and just keep working, and that's what we're doing. So, but I'm just giving you guys my advice. Like I said, you don't have to listen to it. I've had great success. I'm just sharing what I think, all right? So, a lot of people get a dog, and it presents a flaw 5, 6, 7 months, right? And like, I cannot count how many people text me and they're like, send me pictures of their dogs and stuff. And they're like, hey, like, you know, does my dog have this? Or does my dog have that? Or I don't like my dog's rear. I don't like, he's stiff here. I don't like the fronts, blah, blah, blah. And they want to sell their dog. Whether it be male or female, it really doesn't matter. But I'm telling you, a lot of you guys have nice quality dogs. And I've had to tell people this, like, your dogs have good traits. There's always going to be another dog out there, even though, say your dog has a really awesome rear, a really badass rear. There's always a dog out there that has a more badass rear. It's got a better rear. Your dog has beautiful front feet. There's always another dog out there that has better fronts than your dog. You know, dog may have beautiful fronts and really good sized front legs, good bone, but there's another dog out there, you know, and say your dog has a little bit of a stiffer rear, right? There's another dog out there that's got even more boned up fronts, just as tight, nice feet, and even better rear and a shorter back. Like, there's always going to be a better dog. So just because you don't like one thing about your dog doesn't mean it's a throwaway dog. You can build off of that dog, and I've done that. I've successfully done that. I've done that with an inbreeding, you know, and that's what's really cool about Rory. I'll just tell you guys real quick, like, Rory was not like my ideal bully. You know, she's a little bit thinner than I liked, a little bit longer in the back than I liked. There's certain things about her that I did not like, but I was able to inbreed Sampson to her because the bottom side of her pedigree was a little bit more like scatterbred, and it gave me a bigger gene pool, more hybrid vigor, more genetic diversity to enabled me to directly take Sampson to his own daughter. And I got really nice dogs, a lot of super nice dogs, and I can just post up some of these dogs for you guys to see. I've already produced dogs off of that female, off of Rory alone, that have produced champions. Multiple dogs off of Rory have already produced champions already. And I've produced 5 champions already, and like I said, in the short amount of time that I've been doing this. And I am very humble about that. And like I said, we're not done, but I'm giving you guys my experience. Rory was that dog. If a lot of you guys, if you had Rory to this day, you would throw away. You know, you would say, hey, you know, I'm going to sell her and buy another female. And that's what I'm trying to explain to you guys. And it's real simple, but just look, all right? You got a star dog right here, right? You got 4 star dogs, okay? You breed these 2 dogs together and create this star dog. You breed these 2 dogs together and create this star dog. And this is all about experience, guys. That's what this is about, and I'm trying to show you guys this. And this is what I believe, all right? So this here, okay? You're not gonna get that by throwing away your dogs, all right? Now, I will say, if you have a toothpick little reindeer that has messed up feet and a terrible rear and a super long back, super thin, no breed type whatsoever, doesn't even come close to meeting the standard. Yeah, that's a pet home quality dog. That's a throwaway dog. I get it. All right. But a lot of you guys have really nice dogs to build off of. I've done the same thing with Rumor, a female Rumor. I might post her up on here. She's a Brim daughter that has a little bit of Waffle House on the bottom side of her pedigree, kind of scatterbred, nothing crazy. But I bred Sampson to her, and I produced Horos and Horos' sister, and she's super badass too. Short back. Her name's Dream. Beautiful front, short back. Just a solid female. Another blue tri-female that was Horos' sister and Dream's sister. So 3 dogs off that litter were super badass. Awesome dogs. But I fit all those dogs that I'm talking about that I produced off that one litter, fixed every one of their flaws. So if you breed accordingly, you can that's what this is all about, is upping your chances of producing a better quality dog that doesn't have the flaws that you currently have in your yard. And what I'm trying to say is this dog right over here, you can't buy that, guys. You have less than a 10% chance of buying that. I'm telling you, you have to build, okay? So just erase all that, okay? In order to get to that point, you've got to build. But anyway, all right? Take your female, okay? Say your female is Easty-Westy, okay? Kind of like Rumor was, whatever, all right? So you find a dog, okay? That's a star. Make sure and check, do you the best of your ability to research, okay? You're bringing these genetics into your breeding program. You're trying to better the next generation, right? So look behind this dog. See what's here. And sometimes, like, all this stuff involves risk when you're breeding. Every breeding is a risk. If you inbreed and you line breed, which is a necessity, you have to. In every breed of animal, you have to line breed, you have to inbreed. There's an art to it, and you'll get to that point. So, like I said, look behind this dog, all right? And if this dog is line bred, if this dog is phenomenal, okay, and he's line bred behind him, somebody did all that homework. Somebody did that. That's why they have this badass dog you can use, all right? That's gonna throw a lot of really, like I'll bring up Colossal, for instance. Like, he is stiffer in the rear, but he has a short back, he's super bully. He has a gorgeous headpiece, and he has amazing fronts. And I've seen so many super nice dogs come off of him that have really great fronts, a lot of breed type, short backs, and correctly bred, you could fix the flaw that he has. And that's what I'm talking about, all right? So if this dog here that I'm talking about, you look back behind him, somebody did all the homework to get that dog. So when you breed this dog, okay, if they knew what they were doing, and this dog is expressing the traits and features that you need, like, you know, we said this female has Easty-Westy. This dog's presenting and expressing beautiful fronts. The dogs behind him have beautiful fronts, you know. So you're gonna, and say the rest of the dog is all there pretty well balanced, because you're not gonna use a dog that just has nice fronts and that's all it has, right? You're gonna try to find a solid dog to use. You're gonna breed that dog, and this is where it comes into play, guys. Not every dog you ever produce is gonna be quality. Anybody that says every dog off every litter is amazing, it's not. But it doesn't mean you can't work with it and build with it. I've learned that myself the hard way. When you breed these two together, you're gonna have some X's, all right? You're gonna have some stars. It's your job to pick the right dog. So, and if you do pick an X again, work the next generation to breed away from it. And when you use a line bred dog or an inbred dog, or you do line breedings or inbreedings yourself, you up your chances of producing the traits that you want when you zero down on the gene pool. When you inbreed and line breed, you're taking that whole gene pool and shrinking it down into a smaller space. And that's the point of inbreeding and line breeding, guys. So say you land a star right here, okay? So you did well there, all right? So, and what are you doing here as you build this pedigree? And like I said, you can't buy this type of thing. If you want to build a bloodline, you need to build it. Take what you have. It's not a throwaway dog. If it has great traits, great characteristics, great qualities, if the dog has good qualities, fix what's wrong with the dog. Don't throw away the dog. I have so many of you people that text me, all these, you know, send me pictures and stuff, complaining about your dogs and like ask me questions of, you know, would I breed it? Would I do this? Would I do that? Yeah, breed it. Breed away from the flaw. One flaw doesn't ruin a dog. 2 flaws doesn't ruin a dog. 3 flaws doesn't even ruin a dog. Breed away from it. Correct it. All right? So, down here, say you got another female, okay? She's cowhawked, all right? And like I said, you're building a bloodline here. So you don't, I'm not saying that you can't use a scatterbred dog. And what a scatterbred dog is you look behind a certain dog and there's a bunch of different bloodlines all behind the dog. Nothing's, you know, the same bloodline. Somebody didn't build that dog, it's just all over the place, right? So if you use a dog like that, even though the dog is super, super nice, that gene pool is really, really big, okay? And I'm not saying use only inbred or only line bred dogs, but I'm trying to teach you guys that when you use an inbred dog or a line bred dog, that gene pool is a lot smaller. So what you see a lot of times is what you get. If you're using a dog that's scatterbred, the gene pool is huge. You're gonna get dogs that have longer bodies, shorter bodies, thicker bodies, more narrow bodies, weak rears, nice rears. You know, just depends on what's all in that dog's gene pool that's this big, it's huge, you know? So, if done correctly, that's why I said it from the beginning, to get that star, you know, and to build a whole pedigree full of stars, you have to do the work. You can't just buy that, all right? So, take this female, she's cowhocked, all right? Find a dog that fits her really well, little star, okay? And again, your job, make a good pick, all right? So this female you have has super nice fronts, but a weaker rear. This female has easty-westy, but a super nice rear, okay? And you could even use this stud right here, could be the same exact stud. If he's a really solid boy, build with it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, you know? So, and like I said, all dogs have flaws, so when you get to here, you're still gonna have stuff you're working on. Nothing's perfect, all right? So you could breed these two dogs together, or you could take and outcross and use something else, but whatever you bring in, you gotta continue to do that same process every time, and you have to build it. And the only way to truly know what you're getting is to build it yourself, because as you start doing this, you're gonna start realizing like, oh, you know, my backs are, you know, longer than I like, or oh, I've noticed, you know, my bone is not what I want. And you're gonna start noticing things that are dominant, things that are recessive, things that certain dogs produce more than others. You're gonna have a dog in your program that's a producer of one thing, but not the other, you know? So that's where your breeding expertise and experience has to come into play. So you're gonna learn as you go. Not throwing away a dog because it's not perfect, it's about building a better dog every generation. Even on the headpiece, say you wanna shorten up a snipey muzzle, right? Well, you gotta find a dog in order to do that. Do that, and every time you try to correct a flaw, you can't do it once. Okay, so you have dogs here, you breed together and you correct the flaw. Okay, you got it here. You also have to do the same thing. So every time you correct the flaw, you need to do it for at least 2 to 3 generations. So you take this dog, all right, and you breed it to another dog that fixes the flaw that you were trying to fix on these dogs here, okay? Then you move forward and you've bettered it 2 generations, you know, and you just keep going. And that's what it's all about. Just stay consistent with your breeding program. Fix the flaws as they express. Fix. And like I said, it's like checking over your homework when you're done with your homework, you know? You gotta make sure that you double check it. So after you fix the flaw, go back to this, you know, don't think you have a little bit of freedom there on that next generation. Or you can find an extreme dog to gain more mass that has, you know, messed up fronts, because as soon as you do, you're gonna get dogs that have messed up fronts. What you breed is what you get. That's what you're bringing in every time. So anyway, guys, a lot of you guys have solid dogs. You just have to breed away from their flaws. Like I get so many messages all the time talking about, you know, I don't like my dog's rear. You know, what do you think I should do? You know, should I still breed it? Yeah, of course you should breed it. If it's a nice dog, you know, if that dog has great qualities, if the dog has a great headpiece, you know, that's something that you need. You know, you gotta have that. If your dog has a really nice rear, but, you know, a little easty-westy in the front end, or a little short upper arm, doesn't have a good shoulder set, you need to fix that. Find what you need to fix, and fix it. And build. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. So, I've done this. I've done a couple inbreedings, you know, with Sampson, and I've had a lot of luck, and I've even outcrossed with those dogs and produced dogs now that are champions, you know, multiple already. So I've had success with that. And I think in order to set yourself apart from others, you know, you need to uniquely build what is your, you know, what is your bloodline? That's what you're doing as a breeder. You're developing a bloodline. If you're breeding dogs, you're developing a bloodline. You're not following in somebody else's footsteps. So you need to work on that. And in order to get to that point, you know, in 10 years, 15 years from now, you want to be an OG. You want to have a really, I mean, if you love this breed and you have a passion for breeding and you want to get to that point where you're one of the best, you know, that's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to build correct dogs and work your butt off. And sometimes you will take steps back. Sometimes you'll take 3 steps forward. That's just part of the process. But I'm just telling you guys, and even when you produce a dog, if you produce a dog that has you know, good traits, good qualities, don't throw that dog away. Use it. Even if you have to co-own it to someone else, co-own that female, and then you know the female, you choose the stud to breed to that female the first time and you get first pick off the litter, make that good pick, bring it back in. Co-owns are really good ways for you to free up room in your kennel if you don't have a facility built yet, or even if you do have a facility and you don't have a lot of room, co-own a female or two, you know, breed accordingly, get a dog back and progress and grow. And that's what it's all about. Anyway, guys, I think that's enough on this video. I just want to give you guys my thoughts on it. Just don't throw away your dogs when you have dogs that have good qualities. All right. I've done it myself. I've learned the hard lesson myself. And I've also, you know, sold some dogs that I didn't quite want to keep, and then later on they turned out super nice, and I hit the owners back up and I worked out a deal where I could get something back off of it in the future. Just don't be that, you know, person that regrets letting go of a super nice dog. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna be posting more content and stuff like this before long. This one was kind of just all over the place, but more than anything, it was just about, you know, moving forward with what you have and trying to teach some of you guys basically what I've done in a sense. But anyway, so I hope you guys are all successful with your breedings that you're putting together. I hope you're making good picks and moving forward. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at bully.barn.b. Follow us on Facebook at Bully Barn. My number is 405-568-6846. If you have any questions, you guys have a good one.